the trainer for today's session, the person of Mr. Adewale Yusuf. Mr. Adewale Yusuf profile is very, very, very big. He's a Microsoft certified professional and is a Microsoft most valuable professional data platform. He currently works at Havana, Dublin. He's a Microsoft. We can see from his professional experience here, he's a certified Microsoft software associate, data analyst, analytics engineer, a corporate trainer, and he has trained me also. So he has trained over 500 participants in the data analytics, business intelligence, big data, artificial intelligence, power platform, and the rest. And a robust analytic, he has built robust analytic solutions for clients in industries such as aviation, telecommunication, and financial institutions, among many others. He is the lead for Nigeria Power Platform User Group, and once again, is the founder of Analytic Extra Mentorship Program. So kindly welcome him to the program by showing your excitement. Welcome, Mr. Adewale Yusuf.
Thank you, Gani. I think I was flattered by the way you introduced me. Sorry, I'm going to hijack your screen now. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So let me just share my screen. Can you also see my screen as well? Okay. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I think you can put off your video now so I can be on focus mode. I think we started recording as well. So hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. Welcome. We eventually joined the session. I think we've been waiting for about almost 2 months now, if not more than 2 months. Welcome, everybody. And then it was nice to have you all here, and then nice to kind of co-learn together, really, because I am still learning as well, because there's nobody that is going to stop learning. So all of us are learning, and then we are trying to improve ourselves every day. So maybe I'm just going to give a background of this program and the idea of putting these programs together. So for me, I've been organizing analytic core members workshop every year, I think for the past 4 years now. We are currently doing the 3.0. I think the first one we did was physical, so we didn't record that. So basically, a lot of people have been reaching out to me about mentorship, how to get started. People have trained, people that are already working in different industries, right? And I was like, let me just do this year, although it's not really easy to manage a lot of people, especially when we have like over 1,000 people registered. Managing all those kind of people, it's very overwhelming, but at least we are trying our best to make sure that we give the best to you guys, and then we kind of give back to the community so that you guys can also give back to whoever you think you can give back to out there, and to also make people break into tech easy, right, for people. So like Gani introduced me, I am Adewale, but on the ground rules, Gani has explained that, but one thing I just want to iterate on that is respect, right? So let's respect each other. I can see some people arguing on the group yesterday. Please, let's make sure we respect each other's opinion. Whatever post or anything that anybody put on the group, let's respect the person. The person may be trying to improve or whatever. So let's just make sure we respect each other. You know, like I said, putting over 700 plus people together, I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm sure we can all ride this journey together. Gani has introduced me. That is just me. So if you are not connected with me already, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn, Twitter, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel with over 150 videos. So let's just make sure we keep building and then keep connecting with each other. So in this session today, we are not going to waste a lot of time. We'll talk about the introductions to the workshop. This session is actually very important. So before we start, one thing I want us to do is we have just 187 people on the call now, and we have over 700 people on the chat. Please, can we all go to the WhatsApp on the chat and just send a reminder to people in your group, and also send a reminder to the general group so that people can join. The reason is that today's session is very, very important because today is going to introduce you to what the workshop is going to be about, how we are going to be learning, what we should be doing in our career, what we are not doing right, what we should be doing right. So that's what today is all about, basically. So let's try as much as possible to make sure that everybody in our team join and then they're on the call as well. So I'll start with introductions, just introduce you to the workshop. Then we talk about the timeline, we talk about the area of growth. We also talk about summary, and we talk about Q&A in the session. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So welcome if you are just joining. Welcome everyone. Please remind people to make sure that they all join. All right, so before I go, there's this my usual interesting quote that I like a lot. I think I liked this quote a lot. People that know me knows that I have two quotes. I'm going to give you the second one later. So this first one is by Brian Herbert. It says that the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. So if you've been saying that you want to break into tech, you want to, maybe you are not currently working in tech, you want to break into tech, and then you have not break into tech for the past 2 years now, Ade. So you've been on it for over 2 years and you're still there. You have not break into tech. Just know that it's actually your choice. So people have been complaining that it's not easy, it's hard to find a mentor. No, you can actually get anything done. There's nothing you want to do that you will not do if you put your heart, mind, and then you have passions to it. So that is why I like this favorite quote. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice, right? So if you are going to be participating in this program and you'll be very, very active, it's going to be your choice. If you're going to make sure that you learn a lot from this program, it's going to be your choice. I know a lot of people that have joined some of my bootcamp in the past and they are doing well today. They are working very well wherever they are, and they're all doing well. And remember, these are data analytics is a community, so we always need each other. You may run into one problem later, and then you need somebody in the community that can also assist you in that issue. So that is it. So remember that we also mute your mic because we don't want people to be disturbing the calls with mic, videos, and all that. But if you have a question, please remember to raise your hand, then we'll allow you to speak or allow you to share your video. Okay, so going straight into the session, I wanted to meet some of our moderators that will be moderating the learning session. So remember, we've said we've divided this program into different, different stages. And then these are the moderators that will be moderating some of those stages. We have more, but not just the people that are here. So Ganil Aina is the one that is moderating this weekend. So I'm sure you've met him. He's a very, very nice guy. Okay, so these are some of our moderators for today. And also I want you to meet your group leader, right? So if you can see your group leader on this slide, can you give a thumbs up? And if you don't recognize anybody that is here, not raise your hand, just a thumbs up, right? If you can't see your group leader here, that means something is wrong, Abby. Maybe somebody impersonates your group leader. But, don't raise your hand. So you can use a reaction. So reaction and then just thumbs up or give a heart or clap your hand. That's a reaction. It's different from raising your hand. I'm sure by the time we do the first or second or third sessions, you'll get used to Teams, whoever is using Teams for the first time. So we have leaders. We've put you guys into 15 groups, and then these 15 groups, we have different leaders. And the idea of doing this is I cannot handle all the group myself and my team, right? So we need you guys to kind of form a community. So what I mean by forming a community is form a group, form a brothers and sisters, form people that you can easily discuss with conveniently, right? On your analytics journey or whatever you are on the stages of this journey. People you can talk to, people you can share ideas together, people you can work on projects together, people you can easily wake up at the middle of the night and type message on the group and they will respond to you. That's the idea of this group, right? And then we all join together to kind of make sure that all of us are at the top and we are all doing well. Maybe in future, I'm sure you remember that, okay, I met this person. We're in the same group on Analytic Extra Workshop. And then you guys can meet yourself on the road of France, UK, US, and then, yeah, you just connect. So these are your group leaders. In case you have not seen their picture before, this is them. Also, now, this program feature more than 20 industry expert speakers, right? So we've invited a lot of speakers, the industry expert speakers is going to be speaking to you about analytics, data analytics, whether you're just starting, whether you're an intermediate, whether you fall under the advanced stuff. So we have people that are going to be talking to you, people that are very, very experienced, people that can share their joining, people that can also help you answer the most critical questions that you have in your mind about this joining. So we have more than 20 industry expert speakers that will be speaking to you on this program. So you'll be meeting a lot of them quite a while. So you'll not be seeing me most of the time. Well, I'll be joining the sessions as well, and I'll be speaking on some of topic as well. But you also be seeing other mentors, other people, because I believe in people sharing ideas. I believe in people hearing opinion from different people, not just me, right? So that is why we have those industry expert speakers that will be speaking to you on this program as well. Now, I'm going to speak to you about the complete data analytic roadmap. So, and I think a lot of people always ask this question because they don't know the roadmap. It's like people saying that, show me the road for people that understand Pidgin. Some people say, show me the way or show me the road, right? So there are roadmap. People just need to understand where you had this roadmap and then what are you going to do? How do you get there? If you want to start your career today, start today. Don't wait till tomorrow, right? For me, my roadmap started, I'm just going to share like 2 minute story. My roadmap started like 9 years ago. So, but I'm officially into analytics like about 7 to 8 years ago. But the thinking and the process actually started like 9 years ago. So 9 years ago, I'm just this guy that I want to break into tech. In fact, let me tell you the secret. I study estate management, not computer science. So, it's not easy. Now, I don't really know how to break into tech. I don't know how to get started. The only thing I have at the back of my mind is I just want to know how to press computer, how to operate computer as at that time. And then I was lucky enough, I met a friend that explained different kind of career in tech to me. And I was like, I think I like the data analytics one because I've done a little bit of statistics in school. And then I think I've always been a number person because I like math when I was in school. Okay. So I just feel like, let me go for data analytics. And then I started the joining and I started learning and I started learning. Then this is where we are. All right. So this roadmap consists of these basic 5 stages, right? In data analytics, you have basic 5 stages. So the first stage is learning the skill. You're going to learn the skill. The second stage is building a project. The third stage is building a portfolio, building a resume, and then job hunting. Now, I want you to kind of, maybe later at the end of this session, draw a plan in an Excel. Just open an Excel file or Google Sheet. But for now, just type that down somewhere, probably on your phone, or if you have a pen and a paper, I want you to write something down. Where are you on this process? Put it on the chart. Where do you think you are on this process? Have you gone past the learning the skill? Did you have enough projects in your portfolio? Have you built enough project? Did you have a very good structured portfolio that you are sure that if you take this to any organization, they will hire you? Have you built a very good resume or a job hunter? So where are you on this stage? So this is stage 1 to 5. You can just type stage 1 to 5. Where do you think you are on the stage? Just put it on the chart. Let me see. Okay, so I said learning the skill, stage 2, along on top of that's building a project, stage 3 by Taufik, stage 1, stage 2, learning the skill. Okay, so I can see different stages on the chart. Let's put it in chart. So whatever stage you think you are, or even if there is stage 6, okay, maybe there is stage 6. Stage 5, some people are not job hunting. They already have a job. They just want to improve on their skill, right? So maybe I should put that as stage 6. So if you are at that stage, please don't put stage 6 there. So yeah, that means you're in stage 6. Okay, so stage 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and improve my current skill. Okay, so I think based on what I'm seeing on the chart, we all kind of falls under stage 1 to 3. So which is between the learning the skill, building a project, and the building a portfolio. Now, remember what I told you. I need you to create a structured plan for yourself. After these sessions, you should share that plan with your group, right? or your body, I mean. So share the plan with your body, because you and your body can talk about it, and you guys have an idea of how you want to grow yourself. That's the idea of you having a body. A body simply means your friend, your go-to partner, your accountability partner, somebody that can remind you to join the session, somebody that can remind you to learn something. Okay. So we've identified where you are currently on the stage. Now, I want you to create an action plan of your next step. So you need to create an action plan of your next step and share that with your body, which is your friend. Because if I said you should share it on the group, you have a lot of people sharing that on your group. So share that with your body first, and then create an action plan of your next step. Two of you should share that plan. So you're going to say, okay, so if I'm on the learning the skill, let's say I'm in stage 1, learning the skill. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the skills that I need to learn, right? Once I highlight all those skills that I need to learn, then I'm going to put a percentage to those skills. Well, we'll get there. I'll show you how you can actually do that. But to make sure you kind of draw up that action steps. Then once you are drawing that action steps, you should also create a time frame. Don't just draw. So create a time frame and have a weekly routine to say, okay, every week I want to do this. Every week I want to write at least 2 SQL queries or 3 SQL queries every week. I want to master, you can even say, I want to master 3 DAX functions. I want to master this particular stuff every week. So you just have a plan for yourself, right? And that plan will eventually work if you do it well. Now I'm going to kind of go into details on all of these 5 roadmaps. So the first one I'm going to go into is learning the skill. So learning the skill, it involves you learning some major skills in data analytics. And when I'm talking about some major skills, we have the technical skills, and then we have the soft skills. So the technical skills involve tools like Excel, SQL, Power BI, or Tableau, but I always recommend Power BI because I'm a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional in data platform, so I kind of represent Microsoft out there. So I'm an advocate of Microsoft. There's nothing you want to tell me. I will not change my mind. Any tools I'm recommending is always Microsoft. Even that is why we're using Microsoft Teams. So any tools I'm recommending is always Microsoft. Microsoft. Okay, so technical skills like Excel, SQL, Power BI, or some other business intelligence tool, then Python, but Python is not advised if you're just starting your career, right? I can tell you in my almost 7 years experience, I've not used Python once, right? So it's not advisable if you're just starting your career. You can actually do well with those at the top and still get a job that will earn you, that will even take you up to a senior data analyst, and you earn well, right? Now we have soft skills as well. Soft skills include data literacy, statistics, communications, and the most important one, storytelling, right? In fact, we're going to have a session on this storytelling alone because a lot of people know how to use these technical skills, but they don't have the storytelling skills. They don't know how to tell a story well, how to tell a story right, and how to kind of, because, when you're building a dashboard, you are telling a story. You are telling a story. Imagine you watching a particular film on Netflix. Now, this film, whoever is writing the story, if this person does not know how to write a story very well, I'm sure you're going to just lose interest, right? But sometimes, someone said my audio is very low. Please, others, can you confirm if my audio low or you can hear me loud and clear so I can know how to fix that? Is my audio low? Can you hear me loud and clear? Okay, so if my audio is low, probably that is your... Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure my audio is low, so I'm testing the audio sound now. Okay, it's not low. So probably that is your system sound. I think you have to increase the volume of your system or your phone so that you can hear me clearly. All right. So I was talking about the soft skills, which involve storytelling and data literacy, right? Tomorrow we're going to talk about data literacy. That's one of the things we talk about tomorrow. Even if you are very advanced, I feel you should need to kind of understand the fundamentals, because this is what I've noticed in most analysts. While I was in Nigeria, I think I managed a team of like 10 or 12 people. I've done interviews for many data analysts that we've employed in my organization. And even here in Ireland, I think I have about 6 or 7 people on my team that I currently lead here. So what I've noticed in most people is they know how to use the tool. They understand these things, but they don't have the fundamentals knowledge. There are some fundamental things that you need to understand so that when you are using the tools, everything kind of makes sense to you, right? Because you have the fundamental knowledge, you understand the basics. So we're going to talk about those data literacies as well. You understand where you're doing some things. Imagine these questions I get a lot is people ask me, I want to build a portfolio. I have a data set. And this data set, I don't know how to bring out insight from it. How can I bring out insight from it? That is because you lack the fundamental knowledge. So if you understand some of the fundamental knowledge, and I'm sure that you're going to get this. And when it comes to statistics, people run away from statistics because they think statistics is math. Well, statistics is not math. In fact, let me give you guys a simple exercise. I'm going to ask you a simple question in chat, and I want if you can respond faster in chat, or 2 or 3 people can raise their hand, just 2 or 3 people. Tell me, for those that understand statistics very well, what is standard deviation? Can you still remember what was taught in school? I've not even asked. A lot of people have raised his hand. What is standard deviation? Standard deviation. If you can remember in just simple phrase, just 2 people is enough. Okay. So I think I have a lot of hands up. The first hand I can see is Oladipupo. And so Oladipupo, I'm going to allow you to speak now. So you can actually speak. Please unmute your mic and tell me, what do you think standard deviation is? Oladipupo. Okay, so I'm going to allow Sami to also unmute his mic. And then
standard deviation is a measure of the amount of variation in a set of values.
Thank you. I think that definition kind of is very straightforward. But let me see if I can hear another definition. Samin, you can also unmute your mic. Abolarin, you can also unmute your mic now. I've allowed 2 of you to speak.
Okay. Standard deviation is the measure of dispersion in a set of a range.
Okay. Thank you, Sami. So that definition is still correct. Thank you. Abolari, did you want to add to that?
Yeah, standard deviation just basically measures how much they deviate or how it disperses from like the average.
From the average. Thank you so much. Right. Now, all of us are kind of correct, right? Everybody that mentions that, especially the definitions, all of them are correct. Division of individual data from mean. It's a measure of how data spread from the mean, the root of variation, how whatever, right? So I'm sure the people that didn't know anything about statistics right now, in your mind, you will have been afraid that, oh, wow, so will I understand this one? I hope this one is not too hard. I hope I will be able to get some statistics knowledge. Actually, let me tell you the fact. When we are in school, the way they teach us, if you think you don't like maths now, just think about it. If you don't like mathematics right now, it is not your fault. It is your teacher's fault. Right? If you find yourself in a situation where you don't like math at all, then just know that it is not my fault. It is my teacher's fault. Because if my teacher teach me very well in a very easy and simplest manner, then I'll be able to kind of understand all these things. But when we're in school, then especially in the part of Africa, they just give you formulas. They give you definitions. They don't tell you how these things actually come into place. And that is why a lot of us struggle with these things. Standard deviation is what everybody said it is. But in your mind, just see it as standard deviation. Just English. There is a standard. We have something we call a standard. This is a standard. Okay, let's say 20,000 is our standard, right? Or let me even say BSc is our standard, right? 50,000 is our standard. Data fundamental is our standard in the group. You must have data fundamental knowledge. That's the standard. How did you deviate from the standard? That's just what it means. How did you deviate? Did you deviate negatively or you deviate positively? That's just what it is. And statistic is simple. You just need to understand the basics, right? And that is what learning the skill is all about. So like I said, draw an action plan, list all these skills down, rate yourself based on percentage. You say, okay, on Excel, I am 60%. On SQL, I am 10%. On Power BI, I am 0%. On Python, I am minus 20%. On some soft skills like data literacy, I am 2%. On statistics, I am 30%. Communication, I am this. Storytelling, I am this. So when you keep track of that yourself, share it with your body, and then you guys can see how you can improve yourself to say, okay, how do I improve on this one? Okay, I think I need to put more work into SQL because SQL is like 10% for me and it's very important as a data analyst. So I need to put more work on SQL. So you do a lot more project in SQL. Okay, I think I need to put more work in Power BI. So you do more work. So you need to, this mentorship is not just about you attending a session alone. It's not just about you attending the sessions. It's also about you planning your career, planning your own roadmap, right? And that is what the learning the skill is all about. So please make sure you do this. So moving to the next slide. So the next slide is talking about building a project. So working with project, let me tell you some of the things that working with project will help you. One thing I always tell people is when I interview a beginner, I've interviewed quite a lot of people as well. So when I interview people that are beginners, right, and people that are just getting started, you don't have any experience, you've not worked in any organization before, you've worked in an organization but not as a data analyst, right? Or maybe you have not even worked in any organization before, right? The way you can tell me you have experience is by your project. So that's why I have these things I usually say that projects will help you gather experience without working experience. Right? That's what projects will do. So that the way you can tell me you have experience without actually having an experience is by telling me the project you've done. Let's chat about the project we've done. We must have something to chat about. Okay, so let's assume I'm interviewing Alex. And I said, Alex, you said you've worked on a manufacturing data. So what are the insights you bring out from this data? What are the requirements you are trying to, the questions you are trying to provide answers to? What insight were you able to generate? So we have something to talk about. So project is just a way of you gathering experience. And then project will solidify your newly learning skill. You know, when you are learning something, I know maybe that is only applicable to me or everyone. When I'm learning something, if I have not done that thing myself, it will not stay in my retentive memory. It will not be there if I've not actually done it myself. So assuming that I've learned how to write a particular SQL code, if I did not do it myself, it will not stay. And that is what the project is all about. So it will solidify your newly learned skill. Now, it will also showcase these skills to potential employers. Just like I said, you'll be able to say, okay, let me show you this. I remember one interview I joined before when I was in Nigeria. I attended one interview of a bank. I don't want to mention the name of the bank. In fact, it was one of the somebody in the bank that recommended me. But as at then, I don't want to work in a bank. I just don't want to work in a bank. So, but I attended the interview, and then the interviewer was asking me before. I was just dropping the links to my project in chat. The links to my portfolio, I was just dropping it in chat. I was just dropping it. As I'm dropping it, and they have seen what I've done, so the conversation actually got easier and interesting. And we started talking about different things on the project, and they are super happy. Even on the call, they are telling me, Wale, we want you, and we are sending you offer right away. And they kept sending me offer like 3 times, and I keep rejecting. They sent me 600,000, I reject. 700,000 at that time, I reject. 1.2 million, I reject. 1.5 million, I reject. And that's why they know that this guy doesn't want to work with us. So your project will solidify what you're going to be discussing with your potential employer. Now, it will also make sure that you have something to talk about during the interview. I've mentioned that. You have something to talk about during your interview. That is what building a project will do for you. So have a plan. When you are drawing this, your plan on Excel or on paper, like I said, have a plan about how many projects you want to do. Let's say on Excel, I want to do 3 projects. How many have you done? Have you done 1 out of the 3? On let's say on SQL, you want to do like 10 projects or 6 projects. So how many of the projects have you done? On Power BI, you want to do 5 projects. How many of the projects have you done? So you are kind of tracking your own progress as you are going in this joining. So that is about building a project. Now, portfolio is the next thing. I have this favorite quote that I put on the group. I'm not sure, maybe some of you saw it. I said, your portfolio is evidence of your learning, joining, creativity, and growth. Without portfolio, my brother and my sister, no evidence. No evidence. There's no evidence. So if you come into an interview and you're telling me, I can write SQL from today to tomorrow. I know how to write some subqueries. I know how to do some joins. I know how to create amazing visuals in Power BI. I know how to do this. My brother, no evidence. You don't have any evidence, right? And that is why you must always build a portfolio. People can see how you are growing. Even if you have a project in your portfolio that doesn't make sense, or you've done something like 2 years ago, and you find out that, I've improved a lot, though. This project that I built is not really okay. Leave it in your portfolio, right? Because that shows that you've grown over time. To say, okay, so this is what I built 2 years ago. This is what I built 2 years now. So in fact, it gives the interviewer and it give them the kind of impressions that, okay, this person always want to improve, and see, look at his improvement. So you can build a portfolio that cover major different industries like sales, marketing, HR, financial statements, analytics, manufacturing, social media analytics. You can build a portfolio that ranges from this different industry. And I will tell you, it is very simple, right? You just need to kind of keep track of your progress. So also, while you are drawing your plan on your paper or on Excel, remember to list some of the projects you think you want to do. Do you want to do more projects in sales? Do you want to do more projects in marketing, in HR, in financials, in manufacturing, or in social media analytics? You just need to kind of do different things and explore these different industries, right? That is what it is. Now, the next one is about resume, right? What you should also do is create a data analytic focused resume. Don't just have one resume. Maybe if you are looking for 3 different jobs, you should have resume for those 3 jobs. So you should have a data analytic resume, the resume that is about data analytics, right? For me, I think it took me like 2 or 3 times before I eventually get a good resume. In fact, I'm not even good in writing resume. So at the end of the day, I got a very good resume. I was reviewing this resume myself. I was having a lot of things in that resume by project, what I have done, experiences and all that. So resume is who is speaking for you. So your resume is speaking for you where you are not there. Imagine somebody that is reading about you. The first thing they will see is your resume. So make sure that you highlight some skills early and often so that they can see it when they are reviewing that. Add your portfolio and then project website. Turn your previous experience into transferable skills. That is what has worked for me, because I've had some experience in real estate. Remember, I told you I studied estate management, right? But in that estate management, I was a surveyor, an estate surveyor, and then I was also like an IT person, keeping track record of all the land we've measured, all the valuations we've done, all the houses we sold, and all those things, right? So I kind of transferred that role into data analytics to show that I have some experience in that, because I was able to analyze how many houses do we sold in a month, how much do we make, how many tenants complaints about, give us how many inventory do we do, how many valuations do we do. So any little experience you have, transfer it to something related to data analytics. That also helps in your portfolio or in your CV. Then the most important thing, the less is more. Don't choke up everything. Less is just more. The less is more, all right? So if you have like a page or 2, I think it's okay. More than 2 pages is something else. No HR will sit down with your CV for 1 hour. They don't have the time. 1,000 people applied, and your own CV is like 4 pages. Who do you think will sit down with your CV and read your CV, 4 pages CV? No HR will have that patient. Okay, so the less is always more. Now, that is all about the roadmap and the job hunting. So job hunting is very important. This is where a lot of people are right now. They've learned the skills. And then the best practice of this is you work with recruiters, reach out through people to LinkedIn, connect with people in the community, apply through job portals and LinkedIn, find mutual connections and friends who can recommend you for internet jobs and all that. So job hunting has some technique itself. So we're going to have quite a lot of sessions on this as well to kind of prep you guys and understand how you can job hunting properly. Okay, so the mentorship plan basically is a 4-month internship program, or probably 3 to 4 month intensive program. We've put a lot of effort into this, and I would just beg you guys to also put an effort into this. You know, when we put an effort into this ourselves, we kind of give you guys our precious time to come and train you guys for free. And then we've put all this plan for you guys so that you can actually improve yourself. The best thing you can do for us as well is to be serious with it. It's to actually have a plan for yourself too. It's to show us that you are ready to learn. It's to show us that you are passionate about this. So that is how you can actually give back to us as well. So it's a 4-month intensive program, and then it's going to be fun pack learning. There's going to be a lot of competitions in each group. Just know groups, you have competitions. So if your team lead is not strong very well, go and be telling your team lead that, Oga, make sure you are strong because we are doing competition, so that you can actually anchor your team very well, push them to do stuff, right? So it's going to be fun, certifications also, and also graduations at the end of the program. Okay, so what are we going to be learning? For those that will be learning the skill, those that fall under learning the skill stage, right? Because we ran a poll on the WhatsApp group, and we mentioned that we noticed that some people are already advanced, some people are intermediate, some people don't even need the skill, they don't want to learn, they just want to work more on project and building their portfolio. It's fine. So we have that at the back of our mind as well. And then the skills you'll be learning include data literacy, which is understanding data fundamentals. You're going to be learning Excel, demystifying Excel, Power BI, mastering Power BI for analytics, understanding SQL fundamentals and intermediate, and then Microsoft Fabrics, taking analytics skills to the next level. So you'll be learning Microsoft Fabrics as well. And aside from these technical skills, it will be coupled with career sessions and mentorships. So for people that are really not basic, are not just learning the skills, we've also put together some career sessions and the mentorship sessions that we'll have. And then we can talk to you about, and then you ask questions and just interact. So the timeline, basically, I'm not sure if I'm not sleeping, if I'm sleeping when we are doing this, but let's see if the timeline works. We may adjust this timeline at the end of the day, but I think December is too long for me. Well, let's see if we can finish up in November. So we don't extend to December, but let's see. Okay, so the timeline basically starts, let's say Saturday, 24th of August, which is today. That's when the session starts. So we'll be meeting every weekend for 2 months. Then after 2 months, which is the learning the skills, we can decide when we want to do some other sessions or career sessions and all that. Every Saturday and Sunday, so you'll be meeting like we're meeting right now. So I think 3 to 4 on the Saturdays, and I think 5 to 6 on Sundays, but we'll get there. All right. So for learning the skills, this is the agenda that we've put together for learning the skills. So this is the agenda we've put together. So I'm going to kind of walk through it. So the first one is today, which is introductions to the workshop. And then I'm the trainer for today, like you can see, and Gani is our moderator, and the time is 3 to 4. So tomorrow we also do a sessions on getting started with analytics, understanding the fundamentals. And we also be a trainer for that, and that's 5 to 6. The next week, we have a sessions on getting started with statistics for analytics. That will be taken by Abefe Ajiboye, moderated by Fatima, and that's 3 to 4. Then on Sunday as well, we'll do some things on Excel. So this is for learning the skills, basically. So I'm going to post this schedule on the group, so team lead can remember to put it on your group as well, so that for people that are learning the skills, you will have this schedule. And this schedule is going to be supported with YouTube videos and assignments. So I've mentioned earlier that if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Analytic Extra, make sure you subscribe to that, because some of the sessions will be recorded and drop on the YouTube channel. So this is the YouTube channel for those that have not gone there before. So if you go to YouTube and you just search for Analytic Extra, so you will see the YouTube channel, and then they can start learning different things there. A lot of videos are already here. A lot of things are here to get you started and all that, so you can start learning. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss some of the recordings and content that will be dropped here. Also, another thing that we have in the schedule is the career development and growth session plan. So these sessions is going to kind of be like a 30 minutes to 45-minute session max. Although we are still deliberating on this in-house, but we are thinking this should start by September 7th. But we are still deliberating on the time of this in-house, so that we don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much sessions. And we also don't want to overwhelm ourselves too with giving so much time and effort as well. So we are still kind of see how we can adjust this one before we share with you. So the career sessions, we include career path and growth opportunity in data analytics, building personal brand, networking tips, online platform to host your data portfolio, how to use GitHub properly, LinkedIn optimization for a data analyst, crafting a compelling data analytics CV, tailoring your resume for specific data analytic job, common mistake to avoid in data analytic resume. So for resumes and interviews, we'll be bringing some experts in HR to come and speak to you about how to draft your CV, what they look out for in an interview and all that. Then how to start planning your project, and then common data analytic interview questions, how to demonstrate problem solving skills in an interview. So building confidence for data analytic interviews, we'll talk about that as well. And we have different speakers that are going to speak to you on that. And then as well, for the career development sessions, our team lead is going to be our moderator for that. So I'm going to reach out to the lead. They're going to be a moderator for some of the sessions, for the career development sessions, which is different from the learning the skills. Okay, we also have project ideas that you guys are going to be working with. Some of these project ideas are going to be assignment and group competitions. So for a week, we can say, okay, so let's pick a project. It says data analytic project. We can get the data for you guys, give it to all of you. Then the groups, you guys work on this project together. You do some work together, and the group submits, and we rate this project, and we see the winning team, right? At the end of the project. This also helps everybody in your group to be very active, and everybody will learn as well. So that's the project idea. One thing I also don't mention is how we're going to achieve our goals, right? So we'll bring industry experts to take part in some of the sessions. Like I said, industry experts will take part. There will be a lot of assignments, so make sure you do your assignments and submit them. Project activity challenge and competitions, like I said, always make a tweet about your learning session. So we started this today. We want the world to know that we are doing something, right? And that is how you can actually let the world know that you are doing this right. In fact, I'm going to give you an example of Ganu. Ganu was part of our sessions like 2 years ago. I think part of our analytic membership 2 years ago. And he always posts his learning sessions on LinkedIn, Twitter, and whatever. And lucky enough for him, a recruiter has actually been shadowing him and be looking at how he has been posting, about his growth and all that. And they reach out to him, and he's working remotely from Nigeria, and they are paying him in dollars. So, and that is just by him posting about his learning sessions, posting about his project, posting about different things, right? So there is power in the community and social media as well. So make sure that you make a tweet about your learning session. So we've started today. We should all go to LinkedIn, go to Twitter, tweet about one key things you've learned in today's sessions. Just one thing. In fact, even if you don't learn anything, just say you met me alone. That's also one thing, right? Just post that in LinkedIn or on Twitter, and then let's make sure that people are seeing what we are doing here. So free courses will also be assigned to people that are basic that are just learning the skills. So there are some pre-recorded videos that we already have that we're going to give you access to be able to improve your learning. Then let the world know about what we are doing. Wow. That's what I'm going to end that with. Let the world know about what we are doing on this workshop. Go outside there, post about it, so that people that are going to come in next year, we also have the ability to know that, okay, something is going on. They can wait for next year to apply. So at the end of the workshop, I'll advise that most of us get certified. There is a Fabric Analytic Engineer Associate program. I just wrote this exam a couple of weeks ago myself. Power BI Data Analyst exam, I think I wrote that about 4 years ago. So exam guide is going to be provided in the group as well. So for people that are interested in writing exam, so we can provide it to exam guide and also exam cheat sheets and all those things that you can use to practice and then prepare for exam. If you're interested in writing the exam anyway. Then also, you should be industry ready for job opportunities at the end of this workshop. You should be industry ready. And that is if you take your learning serious. I'm not talking about people that will learn for 2 weeks and run away. I'm not talking about people that will learn for 3 weeks and go tired. So if you're very, very serious with your learning, you should be industry ready at the end of this bootcamp, right? Then I can also assist as well with job opportunities from my pool of networks. I think people that usually reach out to me that they need data analysts, they need this and a project and all that. So I can also assist and give you opportunity of that. In fact, let me give you an example of, I think 2 years ago, while I was in Nigeria, I went to Abuja for a particular project, and there was one of my participants in Abuja that we came across each other on the street of Abuja. I was just going to Imo and we met. I was like, Adewale, I know you. And we chatted. We went back to my hotel together. We talked. And luckily for him, there was somebody that was sitting with me on the dining that we are talking about jobs and all that. This person needed a data analyst. And I recommended him on the spot. And this guy got the job without interview, like immediately. So if you are very, very serious, and I can see some opportunities as well from my hand, I always push to some people that are very, very serious on the group, and then that's for my pool of network. Also, I will try my best to meet you in person. This is what I usually tell people. I like to meet my student. I like to meet my mentee, people that I have trained. So, and I think I've been to a lot of countries as well. I've been to the UK, I've been to the US, I've been to Nigeria, of course. I've been to Ghana, I've been to Kenya, I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to Qatar. So I can be in anywhere tomorrow, and then I really want to see my student. You never can tell. I can be in Nigeria tomorrow and I want to meet people in Nigeria. I can be in India tomorrow and I want to meet people in India. I can be in UK tomorrow, I want to meet people in UK. And if you're in Dublin, Ireland, I'm sure I'm here, so we can always meet anytime. So I try my best to meet you in person and also have a chat with you if there's an opportunity for us to do so. Okay, so I'm going to say a thank you here, but before I stop, one thing that we also do in this session is I mentioned that we'll be keeping track of our progress in the group, and then we'll be checking if you are participating, we'll be checking attendance, and then we'll be doing quiz at the end of each sessions. There are quizzes that we'll be doing, just 10 questions of quizzes that you answer, just to make sure you understand what's going on in the session. And there's also session evaluation as well. So there's session evaluation. So you're going to evaluate the session at the end of the day and tell us how the session went. So before I say thank you, I'm going to allow you guys to ask your question. So if you have a question now, please raise your hand while we put the link to your quiz and chat. Okay, so I can see some hands up. Okay, I can see some hands up already. All right, so I can see some hands up, so I'm going to allow you to speak now. So I'm going to start with the first hand. That is Davis. Davis, your mic is open now. You can speak.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Adewale, and good afternoon all. Please can you hear me?
Yes, but you are
Hello?
breaking, but I can hear you.
Okay, so my question is, how do you handle information overload? Because personally, it's a problem I experience. You have a lot of resources and you might be following one and you see new things come up, Power Platform, Fabric, and so sometimes you get derailed. So how do one handle information overload?
Okay, I think that's a very good question. This thing you said has happened to me before. There's a lot of things. There is so many things to learn, and you have not even finished learning one. Microsoft has released another tool. You thought you know Power BI, but there are 2 months now. They just released another update, and you just be like, I don't know Power BI again. So what's going on? Now, what you should do is, if you are just getting started in your career, I would say be focused first. Just be focused. If you pick Power BI, and you want to learn Power BI, learn that first. Learn that and be sure that even though there's Fabric now, or even before Fabric, there is Azure Synapse, make sure you learn that Power BI first. If you want to learn SQL, learn that SQL. Know it first. Now, once you focus on something and you know it, then it's easy for you to now start progressing into another tools, to start learning another tools. But you need to have something first. It's like when they say jack of all trade, master of none, but master one first before you become jack of all trade. Like for me now, I can do Power Apps, I can do Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent, I can do some things in Azure, but my major focus is data analytics, right? So master something first. Once you master that thing, then you can now start progressing. So I hope that answers your question, Davis. So I'm going to allow Victoria to speak.
Yes,
Victoria, you're
thank
next.
you.
Okay, you're welcome. Victoria, your mic is open now. Hey, if Victoria is not ready, Chinedu, just allow your mic to speak. Please go ahead. Chinedu, your mic is open now. Victoria, your mic is also open.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Chinedu.
Yeah, I want to confirm for guys on learning stage, like the stage 1, the learning phase.
Yep.
How are we going to get access to the recorded videos so we can actually learn while we are free for the classes on Saturday and Sundays?
Okay, so I'm going to be providing the access to the recorded sessions, and that's going to be on the Analytic Extra YouTube channel. That's why I said most people should subscribe to that, so that when the recorded videos are dropped, you have access to it. But there's a clause to that, right? The clause to it is, I've noticed in the past that many people, once they know that there is an access to recording, then the participation start dropping. Most people will not join the session again, right? Because they know, okay, there's a recording. Well, I can watch the recording later. I can watch the recording later, right? So I always want to avoid that participation being dropped. So the idea that I'm going to do is, or the rules that we kind of put in place is, a recorded session will only be dropped if we have nothing less than 100 people on the session. If we have less than 100 people, then we won't drop the recording. That's going to be the rule. Right? I hope you understand that, Chinedu. Okay. So I'm going to allow Abdul Malik to speak now. Malik, please go ahead. Hello, Abdul Malik. Your mic is open. Okay, I think Abdul Malik wrapped up. Abdul Rahman, you can also speak now. Abdul Rahman, Abdul Waid, your mic is also open.
Hello, can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, this is Abdul Malik.
Okay, Abdul Malik, we can hear you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Mr. Adewale Yusuf.
Yeah.
Even though someone has already asked my question and you've answered, I will just say it again, and it's about how we, the beginners, are going to be getting the materials. And I was going to ask for this actually, but you've said that we are going to be getting the recording session. So thank you so much, and I look forward to learning with you.
Okay, thank you. So you're welcome.
All right.
Please go ahead, Waid.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Dewadi. Thank you very much for this session. Just to, should I say, recommend, because I was going through your profile, and apart from the fact that you maybe I'll call you MVP. I'll call you an ambassador to Microsoft. And since you're taking us through that level, I think it's very important you encourage the mentees also to invite themselves with the basic use of Microsoft applications. I see some people complaining that joining Microsoft Teams is something they've never hated from their undergraduate days, and that could even affect the experiences they will be having so far. So just to corroborate that in your sessions. I've always been a fan of Microsoft, no matter all the hiccups, I will go there and do the best. See you at the end of the journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul Wahid. So Microsoft has been the best option for us. And then as an MVP and ambassador for Microsoft, you should always promote Microsoft at all time. And most organizations also use Microsoft Teams. So that is why it is good we host this on Microsoft Teams, right? So, and then the easy way people can do this is either download Teams on your phone or your system, or you join on your browser. I think it's quite easy to do that. Hope, your mic is open too now. You can go ahead. Uche, your mic is also open. I'm going to take like 2 more questions after 2 of you guys. Then we'll post in the evaluation link in chat as well now.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Dawilai. Thank
Good
you so
evening.
much for this session, and thank you for the opportunity. I was going to make a suggestion. I don't know if it's allowed, but let me just say, when we get to the career session, could we have things like mock interviews to help us boost our confidence? You know, sometimes when it's time to speak with the interviewer, it gets difficult. So I suppose when we are doing interviews upon interviews, you know, just those more things with people that you're familiar with, it helps you to build your confidence for the real thing.
Sorry.
I don't know if that could also be taken into consideration when we get to the career sessions.
Okay, so I'm putting down. I'm writing notes. So mock interviews.
Thank you.
So let's see if we can get that done. We can usually arrange that, but the problem of that is basically we have a lot of people. A lot of people. So how to handle almost everyone for a mock interview?
No, what will happen is that we'll volunteer whoever wants to do. Or we can do it in our teams. We can just do it in our teams. You know, we are quite a number in each team, or we can do it with the moderator. I think if we think about it, we can work out something.
Okay. Yes. I will think about it. I've put it down already. It's a good point.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, Uche. I'm going to allow some other people to speak. Ola, Shofo, Lahon, Chidima, I've also allowed your mic. Victoria, Victory, I've also allowed your mic. And then Dayo, I've allowed your mic. Adeshoji, I've allowed your mic. I want to allow everybody that is raising their hand right now. Then we take all the questions at the same time. Okay, so whoever is ready, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is Ola. My name is Ola.
Hi, Ola.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take you back, but this is a golden opportunity for some of us that are just learning. And we actually see that whatever the information you are giving to us is golden, is something that we should not allow to, to be lost or something. So we thank God that it's being recorded, and you are providing access to us. So for me, for example, I can only speak for myself. I know I'm not going to miss any meeting or any session. So I don't know. My question is, if peradventure we now have less than 100 people on a call, that means someone like me will suffer for that. So are you going to consider us? Because you said if we are less than 100 on a call, you are not going to drop the recording. So for someone, I'm really concerned because I really am here to learn and I want to grow.
I understand your concern, Ola, but let me put it to you like this. So we have about 1,200 people that are registered for the program. About 700 people accepted the program. About 320 people are on the call right now. Now, let's say in 700 people, we said 100 people should join. That's how many percent? That's like 10%. It's not, let's say like 12 or 13%, right? Of the entire class. So I think that should not be a problem. Maybe the thing we should now negotiate is instead of doing 12 to 13%, maybe we should do 10%. So 10% is 70 people. So because that way, that will keep people to make sure that they join the class. Because if people are not joining the class, then there's no sense of putting a recording. We can't bring a speaker here and there's only 20 people on the call out of 700 people. Then that session is not well done then. So that is why I put that clause. I hope you understand, Ola. But don't worry, we'll try our best. So, Victory, please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for this opportunity. God bless you.
Amen.
My question is, what's the minimum number of projects you recommend for us to have a portfolio? That's one. In our GitHub account. That's one. Number two, the portfolio I did, the one I'm exposed to has a maximum number of 3 projects that you can put there. So you have to put your best 3. So how do you just to having a maximum of 3 projects to put, and meanwhile in your GitHub, you can have maybe 6 projects? That's one question. And then number 2, what's the minimum number of projects you recommend for anybody to have before applying for jobs?
Okay. So let me just quickly answer that. There's no minimum. That's what I would say, and there's no maximum. But okay, let me say there's minimum, but there's no maximum. Probably the minimum is, let's say 3. At least 3. You've done 3 projects. So, and the reason why there's no maximum is because the more you do a project, the more you get experienced, the more you understand stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
and the more you kind of
learning.
improve your knowledge, you keep improving. So even though the platform you are putting it is only telling you to put 3, there are other platforms, right? In fact, you can use your LinkedIn. You can use your LinkedIn as a place of dropping the project you've done. We'll get to a place where we talk about LinkedIn optimization. So there's no maximum. So if you think you have time and there's this interesting data set you want to explore, just explore it. Do you get that, Fitri?
All right. Yes,
yeah,
I do. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So 2 more questions. Anybody want to speak?
Mr. Lawale, thank you very much.
Adewale, please don't remove the Adeo. Is Ade not Ola? Is Adewale when you say Olawale? My people will not like Olao.
Oh, sorry.
You know I'm from Royal family.
Oh, okay.
So you have to
sorry, sir. Sorry about Mr. Adewale. Thank you very much for the session. Thank you for the opportunity you have given to a whole good number of us. So I don't know if you have actually addressed it earlier. I mean my question, but let me just ask. Now, I want to ask, is there any provision for evaluation of our work? Maybe, for example, some of us are just starting, or some of us are the intermediate level. We do a project. Is there provision from you, an expert, to actually evaluate our work in such a way that, okay, we'll be sure that, okay, I'm confident that when I put this in my LinkedIn or my whatever GitHub account, I won't be messing up things. I want to ask if there's a provision for that where experts will evaluate our work. That's number 1. Number 2, actually, I've done a course before. We call it a Salesforce technology. I'm sure you are familiar with that technology. But at the end of it, to getting an internship, to getting something done becomes a problem. So I want to ask, how will this program be a difference? Is there a provision for exceptional students to actually get internship, paid or unpaid, so that our morale will be boosted further? Thank you. That's my question.
Okay, so good question. The first one, the answer is yes. Not just only myself or some other expert. Everybody in your group will also respond to the work that you've done. So just don't be shy to share. People will give you feedback on whatever you do, right? So that's on your first question. And then the second question, really, I'm not sure I get that your question. The second question is related to the first one, correct? Okay, about the sales, you mentioned something about Salesforce, but I'm not sure I get the second question. If you can just rephrase it quickly. Sorry.
Yeah, what I'm saying that make me reference Salesforce is that I'm actually a certified Salesforce administrator. I took a course and I got certified. But to getting a Salesforce role becomes a problem. Why? Because all of them are looking for experienced whatever, despite the fact that there are many works one have done through a personal project. You understand? So although that's actually a complete is different, entirely different from some of these analytics tools. But I don't know but of course all of them are still within the same tech ecosystem. So I want to ask, how will this one be a difference in such a way that I will not just learn all of this Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and at the end of the day, all of them are saying you are looking for experience before you can employ you. That's my question.
Well, I think what I would say is data analysis is not just new. It's not something you say, okay, if I learn this thing, how am I be sure? And then most organizations in the world, if you look at Gartner report, you will see that most of them are using Microsoft technology, which is Power BI basically. So most of the organizations I've consulted for, because I'm in the consulting space, many of them use Power BI. So no knowledge is wasted. If you learn these skills that we are telling you to learn, then you look for your own target audience. People would need these skills, right? People would need somebody that understands SQL, somebody that understands Power BI. You would definitely see There's so many opportunities. Even me, right now, I get opportunities on LinkedIn every day. People that I don't even know, they just come into my DM and say, Wale, I've read your profile. Do you want to work with us? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And I said, I'm not interested. So when you learn a particular skills, there are people that need it. So just make sure you keep doing this, put yourself out there. And also we'll do some career sessions that kind of explain how you can be successful in all of this. So I think that answered your question. I'm going to take just one more question, just one more. So whoever go first, congratulations. I'm taking only one more. Out of the 3 people have unmuted their mic before. Okay, so I think basically there's nobody again. All right. So basically, we've dropped the link to the quiz in chat. And right now, I can see only 100 respondents. So let's make sure we all respond. Let's make sure we all respond to the quiz. Let's make sure we all respond. We all respond. We respond to the quiz. And if there's anybody that is not responding in your group, remind them to respond, because we are tracking this based on group as well, right? So people must respond in your group as well. So if there's anybody in here that is not responding to the quiz, tell them to respond. Also, the evaluation form has been dropped as well. I think people complain that it's not working, but it has been fixed now. So please kindly evaluate the sessions. We would love to hear feedback from you. So it's not going to take your time. I think it's just about 2 minutes. You've already evaluated the session. Just simple questions. Just put your questions there. And then another thing that is very important is when you're putting your email, please put your correct email, the email you use to register for this program, because that's how we are able to track it to you and record your progress. So I think that is it for today. But I'm going to give 3 or 4 more minutes for us to fill the evaluation form, and then also do the quiz for those that are yet to do it. So the evaluation form link is being pinned for those that are asking for it. And then the quiz link is being pinned, but I can post it again for those that are asking. Now, don't forget to go on social media and post about what we are doing here today. I've mentioned it earlier. If I can see your post, I'll definitely interact with your post. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Over to you, Gani.
Wow. What an insightful session. Thank you very much, Mr. Adewale Yusuf. So now we are at the end of our program. Once again, we should all go to our various social media, such as LinkedIn, take a screenshot of any part of this section, put it on LinkedIn, tag it to any of our facilitator, Mr. Adewale Yusuf,